Hey everyone, welcome to Zenny62. There is a development project I found out about because I happened to be looking at my blog aggregator called Oakland News Online. Different from Oakland News Now, it gathers news information from different sources, different links, and posts them as one giant updated list that changes several times a day. One of the headlines that caught my eye, actually jumped out like that, was Eastline larger than Salesforce Tower to transform Oakland. And I thought two things. First of all, why does Oakland, my town, remember, not city, town, need a building that's taller than the 1,100-foot Salesforce Tower? Because that's exactly what I think of, and anyone else would think of, if we were told, hey, I'm building something that's larger than Salesforce Tower. Okay. And then the other thought I had was this. Why does Oakland need to be transformed? We are right in the middle, Oakland, of the worst homeless problem in the city's history. Thousands of people, mostly African American, on the streets because rents have skyrocketed out of control. Landlords have been using, like for example, Community Fund LLC, have been using illegal eviction tactics to push people out of their homes and either out of Oakland entirely, or worse, onto the street. This has to stop. And what we need to do is simply put a kind of a moratorium on all development until we figure out what the hell is going on. Right now, we are allowing construction at a rampant pace. And it's not like we've had this economic problem either. But Eastline proposed for 2100 Telegraph, according to its website, an 800,000 square feet of large plate office, 18,000 square feet of community space, and I think about a few thousand, 20,000 square feet perhaps of retail is not the answer. Interestingly, development in Oakland is either office or housing. And where it's housing, it tends to be market rate housing. There are people who are so tuned into and love what's happening in Oakland, people who call themselves progressives, some developers, some friends of mine, who say to me, well, Zenny, all this housing is being built, and at some point in the long run, the rents will come down. I had a conversation like that with a friend of mine who's a developer yesterday. My response was simple. In the long run, we're dead. We have forgotten how to use government to make the lives of people better. For example, instead of concentrating on an economic development program that ensures the creation of low-skilled, well-paying jobs in the meetings, incentives, and entertainment and conventions industry, what we do is we focus more and more on just offices without thought to the kind of industry that we want to attract or develop. We don't have incentive programs, we used to with redevelopment, to bring types of businesses in or encourage the development of types of businesses. In short, folks, we don't do economic planning. So we have a situation where progressives who would argue otherwise and criticize Donald Trump in Oakland are forming an Oakland that Donald Trump himself would love. We've got to get to a point where we say we're going to bring back redevelopment, because redevelopment, among other things, didn't save California the $1 billion it was thought to save when California governor and Oakland mayor in the past, Jerry Brown, fought so hard to get rid of it. and then defended its demise after it was gone. No. Getting rid of redevelopment was a mistake because it doesn't allow us to properly subsidize the creation of affordable housing. When it was gotten rid of, took away with it the largest affordable housing budget and affordable housing industrial complex we've ever had in California's history. That is why you see so many homeless people. It's just taken time to develop, but by 2014, we started seeing the negative impacts of what Governor Brown allowed to happen or catalyzed to happen in 2011. Cities had no way to incentivize affordable housing and still don't. All of these programs that the cities claim to have not produced in total in Oakland more money than the $112 million we had for affordable housing in 2011. So Mayor Schaaf needs to simply stop this and declare an emergency. Say that each and every development project that is under permit review must be re-reviewed with an eye toward the development of truly affordable housing. Those that are not truly affordable don't get permitted. Others that do get fast-tracked. And we need to establish a way of helping to finance those structures via the creation of investment zones using SB 628 by Jim Beal. And we can have that in place until redevelopment, hopefully, is reestablished in California. We also have to change how we think about investing in people. Too often, if someone white gets an investment of $5,000, it's called just that, an angel investment or a grant. But if it's someone black, it's called help. The problem is that decades and decades, years and years, centuries of racism have quite literally altered our thinking about people in a way that's harmful, that's harmed us, and continues to do no one any good. All Oaklanders must be invested in, and to that, the city needs to take $15 million of the $105 million that it borrowed and simply divide that up by the number of homeless people that are on the streets in Oakland and give each and every one of them a grant with the request that they find housing, but also that we assist them to do it. If we put them in something much better than a tough shed, let's do that. But we can. Hey, look, you know what? When I started in economic development in Oakland, my first job out of grad school was with the Oakland Redevelopment Agency. I reminded myself of why I went in urban planning and not architecture. Because I didn't like a statement that Philip Johnson made regarding putting benches in front of his 101 California Street building in San Francisco. That's Philip Johnson. He didn't want people sitting in front of it, and what he said was deemed to be an attack on the homeless. That is why I shifted from architecture to city and regional planning. So now I feel I'm sadly reborn all over again because there are people who feel like they want to make other people homeless. And homeless people have been made to feel completely undesirable in this country. The best way to solve that is to give them a house, give them an investment, give them a jump start, invest in them, get them back in. Oakland can do that. Oakland can do that. The mayor can do that if she wants to. Eastline can be the start of something new. Instead of it being office and just office and housing, it should be a combination. Retail, hotel, office, housing. Why hotel? Because hotel jobs pay very, very well. And we need to look at why those jobs are not as plentiful as they should be in a tourist environment that's Oakland. But I'm getting off the track. We can do better in Oakland, and Eastline should be the start of how we treat each other better than we have in the post-redevelopment era of Oakland.